Everybody, this will only take a second. I just want to tell you all about the cool app that I use to record both of my podcasts called Spotify for Podcasters. You too can download it, start your own podcast, maybe make video podcasts, or if you want to make a little coin, baby, with your podcast, you can do so using Spotify for Podcasters. So download the app today. Christmas is upon us, and with Christmas being here right on top of us over at Tin Roof Podcast decided to put together a fun little Christmas playlist of some of our favorite punk rock and country and metal Christmas hits that you could sit back and jam out to for this whole next week and even a little bit after. So go over to Spotify, type in the Tin Roof Christmas playlist, and check out what we've got for you over there today. Yo, welcome to the not so special Christmas special right here on the Tin Roof Podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I've been giving this a lot of thought, and whenever we go to do these Christmas specials, I think we're always going to drop them on the Friday before Christmas. And the reason for that is kind of like a tradition that got started a few years ago. A band that's local to St. Louis known as Tear Out the Heart, they used to do a Christmas show here in St. Louis like right before Christmas. It would always be the Friday before Christmas. And they did it for 2-3 years. And I got to go to, I think, every single one of them. And, man, they were just so much fun. It was a great way to kick off, like, the Christmas weekend because, got to go to a concert and, enjoy some good music. And then the next day would be, one year the next day was Christmas Eve. So it was like December 23rd, Christmas Eve, and then Christmas, then, 2 days later. And so that was something that was really, really cool to me back in the day, man. Just getting to go to that concert, and it felt like things were getting kicked off right whenever they were doing those concerts. But sadly, Tear Out the Heart is broken up since then. And yeah, but we're going to start our own tradition here with dropping these the Friday before Christmas. So you can always look forward to the not so special Christmas special Friday before Christmas. So, man, good morning. It is Friday. We are that close to the weekend, guys. Like, don't blink because it's here. So that's exciting. Some of you guys may have extended weekends that may actually be like a week long or a couple of weeks or what have you. I myself am fortunate enough to have a couple extra days off to enjoy myself, and very much looking forward to doing so. Gonna get some good R&R in. It's gonna be great times. But man, like this is exciting. This is gonna be a fun episode, I think, because there's a handful of things that I want to chop up and just have a good time. So, I guess first things would be Christmas songs. Obviously, we have the Tin Roof Podcast playlist. What was the official name that I put on it? I think it's like they called it. And so, if you haven't went over there to check out some of my favorite Christmas songs, definitely do so. There's some good ones on there. I got a good mix of country and metal on there. Well, maybe not so much metal, more punk rock than metal for this one. But the 12 Days of Punk Rock Christmas is like one of the best in my opinions. And then of course, Let It Be Christmas by Alan Jackson. Just some really good tunes. And talking about Let It Be Christmas by Alan Jackson, that one hits home, and some nostalgia for me because my grandma was a big Alan Jackson fan, and his Christmas albums were always played once it got to this time of year, like on repeat. They'd be played often, and we would make like little snow villages and stuff. And so there's some deep links with that one, and it's always been one of my favorite ones ever since it's come out. And I hope it's, you listen to it, and I hope it becomes one of yours too, if it's not already. And then, like I was talking about with the 12 Days of Punk Rock Christmas, that song will get you through a trash route, let me tell you. Because it's just a good, upbeat, fun song. And I like good, upbeat, fun songs, especially this time of year. So, Redneck 12 Days of Christmas, or 12 Redneck Christmas Gifts, or whatever it's called, that one's just a funny one too. And that's on there as well. So, do that. Go check that out. Man, I can't believe it's Christmas already. This is just, this year has flown by, and getting to this point is crazy, because I never even thought I'd be 4 episodes deep on one podcast and then 7 episodes deep on another. But here we are, and I'm really glad that I decided to do this. This has been fun. But some music news. Vessel from Sleep Token lost his voice during their big Wembley Arena concert earlier this week, and so then it turned into a karaoke session essentially with the audience, which was very, very cool for them. Kind of a neat, like come togetherness moment, I guess is what I'm looking for. Like almost intimate in a sense, as like being to kind of be part of the band. And the rest of the group, other than Vessel, unveiled new masks. For those of you who are not familiar with Sleep Token is a masked metal group, and they gained popularity over this past year. They're from the UK, where, this show was sold out at the Wembley Arena, and it was this big ordeal. And, unfortunately, like 7 songs deep, Vessel lost his voice. But, they've been going hard this year. They had a show here in St. Louis at one point this year, and did a U.S. tour, as well as, the rest of the world. So they definitely brought it in 2023, and definitely got some good exposure. I know I became a big fan. The Summoning, I definitely think was probably the song that really helped make it special in a sense, I guess. And the reason why I say that is because it took off on TikTok, which is something that I was listening to Liquid Metal the other day, and it was something that Nick Nocturnal brought up. He was talking about how the Summoning was just taking off on TikTok, people using it as sounds and everything, and it really helped expose the band. And I didn't even think about it, because I had already heard of them elsewhere, that that probably is the way that a lot of people heard about Sleep Token. So kind of a neat thing there. Having a social media presence really, really helps a lot with a lot of different things. And, definitely helps get your name out there if one video takes off. I know for myself, I'm actually in the process of kind of getting a tabletop role-playing game page started on 3 different social medias, really. So if you are into tabletop role-playing games, be sure to check it out. It's called Paladin's Maledict, and we're just trying to gain a following. We've got a few cool ideas down the road, but right now we post funny videos and funny memes. That's kind of our thing at the moment. And we just love tabletop role-playing games. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And the one video that we had that's really taking off is Cat Williams when he got into that argument with that radio DJ, and we made it D&D related, or Dungeons and Dragons related. and it's probably our most liked video at the moment, and it's been fun. But you got to have a social media presence these days because it's a great marketing tool. It definitely helps get you out there further. And man, even podcasts kind of help for that same thing. So, because it seems like everybody has a podcast now to try to help boost something up in some way or another. I mean, you're listening to one right now, which I'm super thankful for, that you guys are, taking your time out of your day to come hang out with me, to listen to me ramble about music and stuff. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of humbling in a way that you guys are, doing that. It means a lot to me. But I feel like I've rambled enough about that, and we can ramble on about some music. I'm going to post the question on my Facebook page, Justin's Stories, about, what's some of your favorite Christmas songs to listen to at this time of year. That question will go ahead and go up today on my socials, so you can, get over there and comment. Be sure that you're coming over and visiting with us on our socials to, get this community going and get some good back and forth, because I would really like to have some of that with y'all. But traditions is a big thing about this part of year, which, going back to the whole, I'm hot. Hang on one second. Which kind of goes back to the going to the Tear Out the Heart concert there for a couple of years. It had started to become a tradition for me, and it meant a lot to me. And man, that band just had some amazing songs. If you've never heard of them before, Dead by Dawn is just an absolutely amazing song off of their first album. And Tyler, the lead singer, had actually said at one of their concerts that they had peaked after their first album. And man, I disagree. I feel like they had more in the tank, but things happen. But man, that Dead by Dawn is a cool song. And they filmed a music video at one of these Christmas concerts, and I actually made it into it towards the end of the video. So that was kind of neat. So a goal of mine for next year is to have an ugly sweater out available for everybody that may want to purchase one. Just because ugly sweaters are a fun tradition, and I think that they're kind of cool myself. And I'm already getting some ideas in my head of what I want drawn up for it. But yeah, so look for an ugly sweater option for next year as far as merch goes. Wow, already talking about next year. That's just crazy. Man, I tell you, I feel like I blinked and this year went by. Like, within, it seems like a matter of seconds, we went from, man, it's super hot to, wow, it's the end of the year. That's what it feels like to me. There's just so much fun around Christmas, with different games and gifts and getting together with family that maybe you don't see all the time. And I know, like, for myself, one of the fun things to do is to play games. Like, I was talking about enjoying tabletop role-playing games, but those aren't the only games that I was talking about, that I like. I also am a big fan of board games as well. And one that is a big one in our family is Imagine If. That's such a fun one to play with a good-sized group of people. I think you can play with like 6 or 7 or something. And man, Imagine If is a good one. Any of the games by the Exploding Kittens company, or the people that made Exploding Kittens, they always say on their boxes, made by Exploding Kittens, or made by the same people as, or whatever the phrase is. But like Poetry for Neanderthals, the actual original Exploding Kittens game, all the expansion packs for that, they make some fun ones for sure. Throw Burrito. And what's the most new? What is the newest Christmas song? Because I feel like more often than not, people are just re-recording old songs at this point. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. I really enjoy... Cole Wetzel actually dropped a couple of Christmas songs this year, which I never would have thought would have happened, but Cole Wetzel's EP of Christmas songs is fantastic. It's got Blue Christmas, I'll Be Home for Christmas, and Come Home for Christmas, like Baby Come Home for Christmas, or whatever the name of the song is. Those and all three are just fantastic. Like with his voice and like how he, does his, like him and his band do his instrumentals, like it fits so well. It's really good. But like, even like more poppy people, as far as like, the one example that I'm really trying to aim at with this is Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays by NSYNC. That one has been covered by a punk band called Issues, and I may have lumped them into the wrong genre, and I apologize, but they were on the album Punk Goes Christmas, so that's why they got lumped in there. But, man, that is a fantastic cover. It's actually one of my favorite covers of a Christmas song. It's super enjoyable and just raucous and fun, and it makes you want to get up and move around and rock around that Christmas tree. Open up a mosh pit there by the Christmas tree. I should have been more interactive with this episode with y'all, like asking some polls and stuff on the Facebooks before recording this episode, getting you guys more involved. But it's been a busy week. Been working quite a bit. Definitely ready to kick back and enjoy myself. And I also want to appreciate those of you that have been reaching out after episodes and everything, and kind of chopping it up with me about music. You guys are awesome, and keep it up. And if you're enjoying the show, definitely please be sure that you're sharing information with people about it, to where we can make this thing grow and get it bigger, and do some other really, really cool things. I know for this next year, one of my biggest goals is to have a few guests on here every once in a while. That way it's not just me talking your ear off. Another tradition of ours at our house is Christmas movies. Man, so many good ones, right? Like Home Alone, Home Alone 2. We actually just spent the past couple of nights watching those. And I have yet to watch Christmas Vacation this year. That's definitely one of my favorites, as well as A Christmas Story. And, I love the part where he's envisioning himself as a cowboy, and he's, all rhinestoned up. And it makes me laugh. But, that's two classics right there for Christmas time that a lot of people really enjoy. And man, I like to have fun, and especially this time of year, like the unique special things that make it unique and special. A couple other good ones would be Polar Express. That's a great family one that like the three of us sit down and enjoy. Elf, Fred Claus. Man, Fred Claus is just hilarious. With the sumo wrestler thing where she goes to meet him at this casino for her birthday dinner, and he's in jail. It's funny. It's like, but basically, if you've never seen Fred Claus, he's the son that got overlooked because his brother was Santa, and it's a lot of fun. Kathy Bates is in it. Paul Giamatti. What is his name? The main guy, Vince Vaughn. There we go. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely become a classic in its own right, like since it came out, which was like not that long ago if you think about it, maybe 15 years ago tops. And that's definitely a good one. in any of the Claus movies, like Santa Claus, Santa Claus 2. I wasn't a huge fan of the third one, but man, those first two, Santa Claus and Santa Claus 2 with Tim Allen are top notch. Some of my favorites for sure. Now, I do want to pose a question to y'all. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes or no? Because basically it's like grown-up Home Alone. Let's be honest. Bad guy, the wet bandits on the one side, Hans Gruber on the other side, has to protect something. Both have a nostalgia for old-time heroes, or old-time movies in general, you could even say. They're both centered around Christmas. It's Christmas time. Kevin McAllister was supposed to be going away for Christmas vacation. John McClane came out to California in the first one for Christmas. He was going to be spending time with his wife at that Christmas party, and then they were going to go back to her house. He was going to stay at her house because they had, separated because of jobs. And the movie ensues, so to speak. So I'm going to put it up as a poll. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes or no? Go over to the social medias. I want to hear, your comments on it. So vote and then tell me why in the comments, because I'm curious if there's more people that think it is a Christmas movie than not, and show your work. So I reckon we're gonna start getting close to the end here with this one. I think it's time to dole out some awards, so to speak. So, Tin Roof's first ever of the year categories. So, we've got, I think I've got 6 picked out. So, first one we're going to do is other media music ambassador, I think is going to be the official title. So, for this music ambassador, like media music ambassador of the year. There we go. Shorten it up just a little bit and make it a little bit more cleaner. Trim some of that fat away, if you will. So that's somebody else other than myself that is getting out there and talking about music and trying to bring awareness to different bands, etc., etc., etc. And that would have to be Nick Nocturnal. I came across his YouTube, and because of that dude, I found out some, cool music and everything. And I even watched his review on Sleep Token's album, and I was already listening to it, but man, that was a good watch. But he does fun covers of different things on there, and man, super, super fun show over there on the YouTubes. Up next would be, let's do metal single of the year, which would be Viking by Slaughter to Prevail. And man, Alex the Terrible's growls and screams, like that dude should have been on the Scream With Me episode, and I dropped the ball on that one. Like his name just totally off of my head, and I totally missed an opportunity there with that one. But that is just an absolutely heavy fun song. But that's another dude that likes to have fun, and definitely could have been the media music ambassador, because he does all kinds of cool videos over on his YouTube. There was one the other day that I seen where he was driving his car and was singing SpongeBob SquarePants in a Scream, which was just fantastic. It was hilarious. I definitely have the heat up way too high in my car right now, and I'm struggling a little bit. I'm beginning to feel like a roast turkey. I've even turned it down a little bit. This Missouri weather is not agreeing with me, and it's not been fun. Waking up with itchy eyes and just all kinds of issues trying to breathe. I sound like I'm trying to do gutturals, and I'm not even trying. I'm just trying to breathe. All right, so we'll do let's do country single of the year now. And country single of the year would be She by Jelly Roll. Just an absolute fantastic song with a interesting story, and has definitely brought a lot of awareness to the fentanyl problem as well as the heroin problem here in the United States. And just a really touching song, and definitely one that makes you think. I thoroughly enjoy it. There was a lot of really close runners for this one as well. Honorable mentions we go to Dirt Cheap by Cody Johnson from the Leather album. Such a fantastic song. And then See Me Now by Luke Combs. Any song about grandpas really gets to me. I definitely miss both of mine. And I can relate to it a lot because of like the discussions and stuff that I had with my grandpas while they were here, and the impact that they had on me. I definitely think that they had a huge part in why I enjoy being outside so much, because that's what I did with them. We were outside, we were fishing, we were working on stuff, we were just doing whatever, and we would stay outside most of the day. And it's no wonder that I have a job that is an outside job now. And man, yeah, definitely one that'll make the room dusty, if you know what I'm saying. There were several other close runner-ups for this as well. There's a couple of really good ones on Coulter Wall's new album that really made it difficult to pick, as well as Jelly Roll had another one that I almost picked instead of She, but She is just such a fantastic song. I had to go with it. And I guess we're on to let's do our two albums of the no, before we do albums of the year, let's do we're going to call this one the viral video sections. And so this section will be like giving notice to a country artist or band that had a breakthrough on social medias with a song or with songs. And then there will be one from the metal side too, which for the metal viral one, we are going to go with Filth, because I've been seeing their stuff everywhere, and they're definitely getting a breakout presence on social media. So nod to Filth there. And then Austin Foreman for the country viral video of the year. He did a song called "Take Me Back to the 90s," or like when the 90s was country or something. That's the premise, but he like name drops a ton of 90s songs in there and like links them together so well. It's a very well thought out video. It's clever. It's a great song, and the dude just did an absolutely amazing job. I don't think enough can be said for that song, because like if that dude puts out more stuff, he's definitely gonna go somewhere. And again, another honorable mention. I gave it to both of those guys because I feel like they definitely need some exposure and deserve some exposure. But for the country one, it could easily be Oliver Anthony, because that dude's blown up. He makes up for a huge chunk of the country sales right now. And like he just did his Grand Ole Opry debut over the weekend, and he got to sing In Color twice now with Jamie Johnson, once at the Grand Ole Opry, and then his first concert right after he blew up with, Richmond, north of Richmond. But yeah, he easily could have been the country one, but I wanted to use it as a chance to give other people exposure. So I guess we're on to our albums now, which we'll do country album of the year first, which I'm going to give the nod to Cody Johnson's Leather. Man, top to bottom, fantastic. Has a song about, dirt cheap where he's talking about not selling the farm and, you know, subdivisions going up all around it and stuff. And it pulls at my heartstrings a little bit because, you know, it talks about the guy's daughter who's now all grown up, the guy's wife, and the guy's dead duck hunting dog, which duck hunting is a thing that I thoroughly enjoy. And so it checked a lot of boxes for me with the Dirt Cheap song. But man, so many good songs. There's one called Whiskey Bent that is fantastic, and it features Jelly Roll, and dude, just awesome song. Really fun to listen to. The album is what I'm meaning there. Just top to bottom, lots of good songs. And like the whole premise of the Whiskey Bent one is like trying to fix what whiskey bent. And so like a clever play on words there. So, and I'm a big fan of doing the whole clever play on words thing. So yeah, go check out Cody Johnson's Leather. Great album. Lastly, for the 2023 Tin Roof of the Year Awards, we're going to give the nod to the Metal Album of the Year now. And man, I purposefully did a deep dive on a ton of bands and their albums, especially here just recently since I started this podcast and decided I was going to do this. And I was trying to really decide, like, I didn't want to be biased because I have become a big fan of Sleep Token, and I didn't want to just automatically give the nod to them and be like, yep, they're the Metal Album of the Year, and not give other bands that maybe I'm not a fan of an opportunity. And man, this one might have been a harder choice for me than Cody Johnson's Leather for Country album. And a lot of that is because a lot of good metal albums dropped this year. Not saying that a lot of good country albums weren't dropped, because, you know, Tyler Childers definitely could have been given a nod, and so many others as well. But In Flames' new album, Foregone, is absolutely fantastic and could have been an option. Never listened to Baby Metal. I didn't think that they would be for me, but man, I gave them an opportunity, and I'm a fan now. It definitely just wasn't something that I thought I would enjoy at all, but dude, their new album slaps. Definitely an honorable mention for sure. Silent Planet's new album was fantastic. I never really gave them an opportunity until as of, you know, this past week. But I'll definitely be listening to those two again for sure. And In Flames is just one of my favorites. So those are some honorable mentions, but winner of the Tin Roof 2020 Metal Album of the Year Award goes to Sleep Token with Take Me Back to Eden. That album, just top to bottom, every song on there is good. Rain and Apparition are probably two of my favorites. Euclid too. I can't forget Euclid, because that one's become like a favorite in the household. It's like my wife's not a metal fan. She finds Sleep Token kind of weird, but Euclid is one that like the family likes. And so definitely a good tune. Great album. And yeah, I guess, you know, we've spent a bit of time chopping different things up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I think we got one more this year, and if it's not this year, it'll obviously be the beginning of next year. So either way, I think we're gonna try to chop up with some new music that will be coming, like artists and bands that are already hinting at a 2024 creative project, so to speak. And I think that's what we'll do on the next one, regardless of when it drops. But yeah, tell you what, all y'all, enjoy your Christmas. Thanks for spending part of your Friday with me. Hurry up and go get that job done that you got to do for the day, or, you know, get that last workout in, whatever you might be doing today to get to the weekend, get it done, and let's go have some fun. And Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good weekend. Take it easy, y'all. I'll see you in, I guess, in a week. Bye.